Hri Om Shri Raghavam Dasharathatmajamapramayam Sitapatim Raghukulanmaya Ratnadipam Ajanubahum Aravinda Dalayataksham Ramam Nishachara Vinashakaram Namami. Namas Sarvebhyaha. Today we are discussing Sarga number 59 of the Yuddha Kanda. This is a very big and important Sarga because we now see Ravana in action on the battlefield, and we also begin to understand the source of his extreme arrogance and self-confidence which made him perform so many evil deeds. The Sarga begins with the Ravana army, the warriors returning to Lanka and explaining to him that his military commander Prahasta, who was very capable and who had even defeated Indra once, has now been killed. Ravana expresses a certain repentance. He says, "Oh, I have underestimated this enemy, but the enemy has to be now taken care of. Swayameva gamishyami ranashirsham tadadbhutam." The time has come that I shall personally enter the glorious battle, he says. Then he makes a big announcement. Adyatadvanaranekam Ramam cha sahalakshmanam Nirdahishyami Banaugaihi Vanam Deeptairivagnibihi Adya Santarpaishyami Prithivim Kapishroditaihi. I shall burn down the entire Vanara army along with Rama and Lakshmana like a raging fire, destroys the entire forest, leaving nothing. I shall perform a sacrificial oblation profusely to the earth with the blood of the Vanaras. This is his arrogance. Ravana then mounts a wonderful chariot that is glowing like a divine vehicle. The whole sight is dazzling as he enters the battlefield. There is a huge tumult of military music announcing Ravana. He is flanked by formidable warriors. When Ravana entered the battlefield, he saw the incredible Vanara army, all ready to respond. They were standing ready with boulders, trees and other heavy objects. When Ravana arrived, look at the response of Sri Rama. Tad rakshasanikam ati prachandamalokya Ramo bhujagendra bahu vibhishanam shastrabhrutam varishtham cha senanugata pruthushrihi. Then Sri Rama, whose arms resembled the mighty lord of serpents, who graced the earth with his radiance and valor, addressed the supreme wielder of weapons Vibhishana about the magnificent army of Rakshasas who had just arrived against his own formidable Vanara army. Oh Vibhishana, I see so many glorious flags and festoons, so many glorious royal umbrellas, so many wonderful weapons wielded by seemingly unconquerable brave warriors with horses, elephants and chariots in plenty. Tell me, who are all these warriors in the Rakshasa force? Valmiki uses the most poetic meters in this Sarga. This Sarga is very beautifully crafted, heralding the supreme Rakshasa Ravana himself coming and making a huge impact in the battlefield. The shlokas are all very interesting, but I shall mention only a few of them. Vibhishana starts by describing the great warriors who are around Ravana. That mighty warrior on the elephant is Akampana too, not the first one, the second one. There is Indrajit on his chariot wielding his bow like a shining rainbow. There is Atikaya with his mighty bow. There is Mahodara roaring like a lion. There is Pishacha on his horse. There is Rishiras with his Trishul. That fearsome warrior is Kumbha. Here is Nikumba, who is shining like anything, like a jewel. Over there is Narantaka. Then he mentions Ravana. Asau Kiriti Chalakundalasyo Nagendra Vindhyopama Bhimakayaha Mahendra Vaivasvata Darpahamta Rakshodhipah Surya Ivavabhati. And this Sri Rama, sporting a great crown with his pendulous earlocks, truly immense like the king of mountains Vindhya, this is he who tamed the pride of Lord Indra and Lord Yama themselves. This is verily the supreme lord of all Rakshasas, Ravana, who is dazzling like the sun. Look at Sri Rama's expression of admiration for the sight of Ravana. Aho Deepta Mahateja Ravano Rakshaseshwaraha Navyaktam Lakshaye Hyasya Rupam Tejas Samavrutam Devadanava Viranam Naiva evam Vidham Bhavet Yadrusham Rakshasendrasya Vapuretad Virajate. Then he adds, Drishtya madhya papatma mama drushti patham gataha adya krodham vimokshyami sita harana sambhavam. So first he praises the appearance. Sri Rama exclaims, oh, lo and behold, what a dazzling persona this Lord of Rakshasas, Ravana is. Indeed, his luster makes it difficult for me to perceive him clearly. He is surrounded by so many formidable warriors too. I don't think anyone else, either among gods or demons, can come anywhere near Ravana's corporeal radiance, physical radiance. Then he adds, now that this foe has appeared in my sight, I shall unleash my fury. Just watch in this battle. As I remember his heinous act of abducting my Sita. Having made his intentions clear, Sri Rama now picks up his bow and arrows. Lakshmana joins him. Meanwhile, Ravana addresses his commanders who are around him. Be fearless and take your position strategically at the various vantage points near the gateways and on the ramparts of Lanka. Know that the Vanaras would consider it a great opportunity to ransack Lanka by attacking from behind. If all of you warriors are assembled outside here with me, this will only make it easy for the Vanaras to cause extensive damage to Lanka. Therefore, you should go and guard Lanka. Don't worry, I will take care of this battle. Now Ravana begins to attack the Vanaras fiercely. Vyadarayad Vanarasagaraugam Mahajashaha Purnamivarnavaugham. Ravana wreaked havoc among the Vanaras, much like a great whale churns up the ocean fiercely. We should remember that the blue whale, for example, the great blue whale, is several times the size of an elephant. Sugriva saw Ravana arrayed with his bow and arrow and attacked him with a huge piece of a mountain. Ravana saw that mountain with its blooming trees and shot many golden feather-tailed arrows such that the mountain was blown to bits. He then set up a deadly serpent arrow, Maha Ahikalpam Sharamantakabham, and attacked Sugriva. The arrow is compared by Valmiki to the deadly Shakti shot by Kartikeya in battle. Sugriva was struck and reeled to the ground, crying aloud in distress. Sugriva became unconscious. The Rakshasas were applauding. Gavaksha, Gavaya, Sushena, Rishabha, Jyotirmukha, Nala, and others now attacked Ravana all at once with rocks. Ravana not only dispersed all of the missiles easily, but his arrows also floored those Vanara heroes. They were shrieking in pain. Very soon, the remaining Vanaras all rushed to Sri Rama for protection. As Sri Rama stepped forward, Lakshmana said, bowing down to him, Kamamarya suparyapto vadhayasya duratmanaha vidhamishyamyaham chaitam anujanihi mam prabho. O Lord, by myself I can deal with this evil Rakshasa Ravana and kill him. Kindly order me and I shall do the needful. Sri Rama was pleased and replied, yes, Lakshmana, go ahead, but be fully prepared to deal with this enemy. Ravana is a fiendish force when provoked and extremely adept in war. No one in the three worlds will find it easy to cope with his challenge. Look out for chinks in his defense, his weaknesses, just as you should guard against your own weak points against Ravana. You should have single-pointed concentration and use your eyes as well as your bow to defend yourself. Saumitri Lakshmana nodded, embraced his brother warmly and moved forward. Lakshmana saw how much extensive damage Ravana was causing to the Vanaras. Hanuman now approached Ravana, brushing aside his arrows. As the arrows were coming towards him, Hanuman just waved his arms and brushed them away and addressed Ravana. He raised his right arm and said, O Rakshasa, after all, your boon protects you only from Devas, Danavas, Gandharvas and Yakshas. So know that you are vulnerable to attack from Vanaras like me. Look at my raised right hand with the fingers open. Today I am going to strike you and separate your soul from your body. Ravana, enraged, replied, well, O Vanara, do whatever you think you can while there is still time for you to earn fame, for I will soon destroy you. Bah, Ravana, Remember, I already sent your son Aksha to the next world in battle. So saying, Hanuman was ready with his hand raised, but Ravana struck Hanuman first on his chest with his left hand. Hanuman was momentarily disoriented and hurt, but he recovered quickly and furiously struck Ravana with his open palm. This strike was such that Ravana shook and looked like mountains during an earthquake. Today there has been a big earthquake in Nepal. Can you imagine? The Siddhas, Rishis, gods and demons assembled in the skies, and all the Vanaras around rejoiced and applauded, looking at this blow that Hanuman had given to Ravana. The lustrous Ravana soon recovered his composure and complimented Hanuman. Sadhu Vanara Viryena Shlaghaniyosi me Ripuhu. Oh Vanara, my congratulations for being a worthy foe to me. Hanuman replied, Digastu mama viryasya yatvam jivasi Ravana. Fie on my prowess, Ravana, that you are still alive. Try and strike me again. Then I will use my fist and send you Ravana express speed to Yamaloka by speed post. Ravana now struck hard with his fist on Hanuman's chest. Hanuman again reeled a bit. Ravana immediately turned his attention to Nila. Nila is the one, if you remember, who has killed Prahasta. He shot 10 fierce arrows and tormented the chief of Vanara forces. Nila ducked and released a huge mountain rock at Ravana. By then, Hanuman recovered and rushed to Ravana. But when he saw him engage with Nila, he shouted, It is not appropriate for me to attack you, Ravana, while you are fighting another, the commander Nila. Ravana, meanwhile, pulverized the mountain rock coming at him from Nila. Nila was enraged and now rained a whole lot of huge trees on Ravana. Ravana dispelled all those missiles and in turn covered Nila with arrows. Nila suddenly shrank to a minuscule form, changed his form into a very small object, and went and perched himself on the flagstaff atop Ravana's chariot, right at the peak. Ravana looked on in fury as Nila roared deafeningly from that place. Nila was able to hop from Ravana's flag to his bow, to his crown, and so on. He was jumping around, tormenting Ravana. This astonished Sri Rama and everyone around. Ravana was very irritated. Ravana found it tough going. Just as Vanara started laughing at Ravana's discomfiture caused by Nila's antics, Ravana picked up the deadly Agneastra. Oh Vanara, I see your magic and your nimbleness, but try to survive this great weapon now. Nila was struck and badly wounded when he was hit in his chest by the Agneastra and fell to the ground. The arrow burned him, but Nila was himself the son of Agni, the fire god, so he got off with his life intact. Ravana gave a loud roar of triumph, having rendered Nila insensate, and now turned his attentions to Lakshmana. He advanced and, confronting Lakshmana, twanged his bow fiercely. Lakshmana addressed Ravana, O king of Rakshasas, you should stop fighting with Vanaras now that we are face to face, you and me. Ravana spoke in a rage. O Raghava, a descendant of the Raghu dynasty, now that you are in front of me, I shall send you to the next world. Get ready. Lakshmana saw Ravana's bared canines. Ravana, being a Rakshasa, had canines like tigers and lions, and heard the words spoken in Ravana's enraged voice. He replied calmly, Rajan nagarjanti mahaprabhava vikachase papakrutam varishtha janami viryam tava rakshasendra balam pratapam cha parakramam cha avasthitoham sharachapa panihi agachakim moga vikathanena. O king, know that great warriors don't roar wasteful words like you. You are after all the foremost among evildoers. I well know your bravery, prowess and valor. This is full of irony because Ravana was simply hiding and used a ruse to divert Rama and Lakshmana when he was abducting Sita. He did not fight them. I am now waiting for you right here, Ravana, with my bow and arrows. Come on and stop blabbering. Thus taunted sufficiently by Lakshmana, Ravana released 7 arrows with beautiful feathered tails. But Lakshmana nullified all of them with his own golden-tailed arrows. Ravana was incensed and launched several arrows at Lakshmana, but they were all foiled quickly with Lakshmana's own arrows called Kshura, Ardhachandra and so on. Ravana was astonished, but he did not stop. Now Lakshmana launched his own arrows to kill Ravana, but Ravana not only countered them, he also shot a brilliant arrow given to him by Brahma himself, which went and struck Lakshmana on his brow. Lakshmana tottered, but recovered quickly to shoot such arrows that they destroyed Ravana's bow itself. Lakshmana shot now 3 deadly arrows now at Ravana. Ravana was hurt and felt disoriented for some time. He was disheartened that his bow was broken by Lakshmana, and now he had been struck badly. He was bleeding profusely. Ravana now resorted to a special Shakti weapon bestowed on him by Brahma. When he launched it, it flew towards Lakshmana like a comet of fire. It terrified all the onlooking Vanaras. Lakshmana intercepted that Shakti with his own sharp and targeted arrows, but they could not stop the Shakti from coming and striking him bang in the center of his chest. He collapsed and his bow slipped from his grasp. Lakshmana was very powerful, but the Shakti floored him, burning him. Ravana rushed to Lakshmana to kill him off. He took the supine Lakshmana's shoulders to lift him up. Ravana wanted to crush him, but Ravana could not move Lakshmana even an inch. The Rakshasa king, who had lifted mountains like Mandara and Himalaya with gods residing on them, could not move Lakshmana's shoulders also. Now Valmiki says something significant. What was going on in Lakshmana's mind? Vishno racintyam swam bhagam atmanam pratyanusmarate. Lakshmana recollected that he was himself a partial incarnation of Mahavishnu, the supreme god of gods. In Balakanda, we read how when Mahavishnu was approached by Brahma and the gods to take birth, to take care of Ravana, he said, I shall be born as 4 brothers. Each of one portion of me will be an Amsha born as one of the brothers, sons of Dasharatha. So Lakshmana was able to use his spiritual strength at that moment to pull himself together and hold on to life. He did not want to give up his life. Despite the power of Brahma Shakti, Mahavishnu is obviously more powerful than Brahma. Valmiki says that Lakshmana realized that Ravana could not move his shoulders even an inch because of this fact. So therefore he got confirmation on the spot. Now, seeing Ravana attempting to hurt a prone Lakshmana even more, trying to crush him, Hanuman was enraged. He rushed and gave Ravana a powerful blow with his diamond strong fist. Vajra kalpena mushtina. Ravana tottered, fell to his knees and collapsed. Blood came out of his ears and mouth and eyes also. He barely managed to stagger to his chariot and sit down. He was shaking uncontrollably and lost his consciousness for a while. The gods and rishis celebrated Hanuman's prowess. Now Hanuman attended to Lakshmana. Lakshmana was still lying flat on the ground. Hanuman picked him up slowly, softly, and took him to where Sri Rama was. Valmiki says that Lakshmana could not be moved also by Ravana, was now carried by Hanuman easily, only because Hanuman's Shakti or power was all sattvic due to his devotion to Sri Rama. The Shakti which had struck Lakshmana, that weapon, now released itself from Lakshmana and returned to its original place in Ravana's arsenal. Ravana, meanwhile, had recovered. He picked up a new bow and started shooting arrows at the Vanara army. Lakshmana also recovered fully, invoking the divine atomic presence of Mahavishnu in himself. But the time had now come for Sri Rama to take some action. He decided to attack Ravana. Hanuman approached him deferentially and said, Mama prushtam samaruhya rakshasam shastumarhasi. Hey Prabho, Vishnur yatha garut mantam aruhya amaravayirinam. O Lord Sri Rama, kindly climb onto my shoulders. Please punish this Rakshasa sitting on me just like Sri Mahavishnu punished the enemies of the gods by sitting on his vehicle, Lord Garuda. Sri Rama immediately climbed onto Hanuman's shoulders and approached Ravana's chariot. Sri Rama looked like Mahavishnu himself. Sri Rama now twanged his bow and produced an ear-splitting sound like a clap of thunder. Then he spoke in his serene and measured, deep voice. Tishtha tishtha mamatvam hi krutva vipriyamidrusham Vanurakshasa shardula gatva moksham avapsyasi Edindra vaivasvata bhaskarancha Swayambu vaishvanara shankarantva Gamishyasitvam dashadha dishova Tathapi me nadya gato vimokshyase. Wait, don't run away, you valiant Rakshasa. You have committed such evil acts that the only place left for you now is to go certainly to death. Know that even if you try to get protection from Indra, Yama, Surya, or even Brahma, Agni, and Shiva, or run in any of the 10 directions as fast as you can, you still cannot escape death at my hands. You struck Lakshmana with that Shakti and made him unconscious. I have come to avenge that and will destroy you with your sons and grandsons also. Know, Ravana, that the one standing in front of you is the same prince who wielded his glorious weapons and destroyed 14,000 Rakshasas in Janasthana. When Ravana heard this from Sri Rama, he was very angry and he recalled the adversarial relationship that had brought them to this moment. He chose to shoot arrows and hurt Hanuman badly, on whom Sri Rama was sitting. While Hanuman was carrying Sri Rama, Hanuman bled profusely, but he did not shirk. He was unmindful of all the wounds. Hanuman was so radiant in his valor that he redoubled his exertions. His energy and speed were redoubled. Sri Rama did not take kindly in the meanwhile to Hanuman's being hurt thus by Ravana. In one stroke, Sri Rama destroyed Ravana's chariot, charioteer, horses, and all his weapons, everything in its entirety, with hundreds of arrows being shot simultaneously by Sri Rama. Sri Rama's arrow now struck Ravana like Indra's thunderbolt on his chest. But whereas Ravana had not been hurt so much by Indra's Vajra itself in the past, but only had a little scar to show as a sign of valor, this time Ravana was badly hurt by Sri Rama's arrow and collapsed. His bow slipped from his hand. Sri Rama realized that Ravana had no response to give. Sri Rama shot a crescent tipped arrow and broke Ravana's crown. Ravana looked like a faded sun and presented a pitiable sight. Just see what Sri Rama does now. Sri Rama now addressed Ravana. Kritam tvaya karma mahatsu bhimam hata pravirascha kritastvayaham tasmat parishranta iti vyavasya natvam sharair mrutyuvasham nayami. O Ravana, you have fought well today and killed a lot of my Vanara warriors. I realize now that you are tired and listless. I shall let you go now. I shall spare you. I will not kill you today. Go and rest. Go back and rest a while and come back with your chariot and with your bow. Then you will be fit enough to witness my prowess. Valmiki describes the condition of Ravana. Hatadarpa harsho, sharardito, Vagnamaha kirito, Vivesha Lankam Sahasa Smaraja. Ravana looked distraught and defeated. He had been struck badly by Sri Rama's arrows and had lost his weapons, his vehicle, his charioteer, and even his crown. He quickly went back into Lanka. Sri Rama Jayam.